You know that vacation that's supposed to be rest, fun, and a break from your regular life? You know what planning a vacation actually is? It's a part time job you didn't apply for. You've got 17 tabs open, three different hotel comparison sites, a Google Doc with the links that are already expired, a text thread with someone who keeps saying, I'm flexible, but actually isn't really that flexible. And by the time you finally book everything, you need a vacation from planning the vacation. Planning a trip should not require a project manager. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how AI can do the heavy lifting so that you can go back to being excited about the trip instead of stressed out by the spreadsheet. Welcome back to another episode of AI for the Busy Human. My name is Bella Vasta. Short episodes, real tools, no fluff, and every episode I show you one real problem, real tool, and real workflow you can steal and use it tonight. Let's get into it. Let me describe the trip planning spiral, and you just tell me where you tap out, okay? It starts with excitement. You decide you're going to go somewhere. Maybe it's a girls' trip. Maybe it's a spring break with your kids. Maybe it's a solo trip you've been promising yourself for 2 years. You're pumped. So you open up Google and you type something like best things to do in Madrid, and Google gives you 14 million results. Travel blogs, Reddit reds, a TikTok compilation, an article from 2019 that recommends a restaurant that closed during COVID. You start opening tabs. One becomes five, five becomes 15. You bookmarked a few. You screenshot a restaurant someone recommended on Instagram. You saved a reel. You texted yourself a link. You opened Google Maps and started dropping pins. 3 hours later, you have a mess of information spread across 6 apps and still have not booked a single thing. This might be based off of one of my real examples. But then the logistics start. Flights, hotels. Do I need a visa? What's the weather going to be like? Is this neighborhood safe? Can I take a train from the airport or do I need to take a taxi or an Uber? Is this museum closed on Mondays? And now you're bouncing between tabs trying to piece it all together. You're you're building a custom itinerary in a Google Doc that looks like a ransom note. Times and addresses and links and notes that say things like maybe do this on day 2 with a question mark because you're not sure anything makes sense geographically. And then there's packing. You look up the weather and it says a high of 65 and low of 42. But what does that even mean in terms of clothes? Do I need a jacket? Do I need two jackets? What shoes work for walking all day but also look nice for dinner? You pack too much. You forget something important. You remember it at the airport and then buy it for 5 times its worth. And the sitter, if you have kids, you also need to leave behind a document that explains your entire life, where the kids need to be and when, what they eat, what they do and do not eat, the doctor's numbers, the emergency contacts contact, the Wi Fi password, the fact that your kid will absolutely try to negotiate extra screen time, and the answer is no. By the time you get on the plane, you're exhausted, and the trip has not even started yet, but you're just praying to God you didn't miss anything and built the proper itinerary. Some of you use TripAdvisor. Some of you use Google Trips, which Google killed because, of course, they did. Some of you have a Pinterest board of travel inspiration that's never turned into an actual trip. The travel apps want you to book through them. The travel blogs want you to click their affiliate links. The Reddit threads are either incredibly helpful or completely unhinged. And none of them know you. None of them know your budget, your travel style, the fact that you cannot walk more than 5 miles without your knee acting up, or that you need to be near a pharmacy because you forgot the prescription at home the last time. You are trying to be a travel agent, an itinerary builder, a budget tracker, and packing list coordinator, the family logistics coordinator, all at once with browser tabs. This is not a plan, it's chaos wearing a sun hat. Let me show you a better way. Today, we're going to use two tools together, but they're very easy, so don't freak out. It's ChatGPT or Gemini for the planning and thinking, and good old Notebook LM for the third episode in a row as your trip notebook where everything lives once it's booked. Here's the split. ChatGPT or Gemini is your travel agent brain. You tell it where you're going, when, what you like, and what your budget is, and it builds you a plan, a real plan with meals, costs, logistics that actually make geographical sense. And then once you start booking things and getting confirmations, you dump this into Notebook LM, and what now you have one place where all your trip details live, and you can ask it questions like, what time's my hotel check-in? Or what is the address of that restaurant on day 2? Planning brain and storage brain. Two tools, one workflow. Let me show you how. Okay? This is going to be really important because I'm going to show you some things on these prompts that you're going to want to get in the show notes that are going to be pretty interesting. You're going to open up your LLM of choice, ChatGPT or Gemini in this case, and we're starting with one prompt that does a massive amount of work. This is where people mess up. So I want you to pay really close attention, and I'm going to go a little slower on this one. Okay. I plan a long weekend trip to Madrid from April 1st to April 5th. I am flying from Phoenix, Arizona. I am a single mom traveling solo. I like live live music, great food, long walks in local neighborhoods over tourist traps. I want a realistic daily schedule with morning, afternoon, and evening blocks, including time costs for flights, hotels, food, and activities. Keep the budget moderate, not backpacker, but not luxury. I walk a lot, but not more than 6 miles a day. I would also add to this and let it know, what time do you typically wake up and what time do you need to be back at the hotel? This is really important because it could build an itinerary that starts at 7 a.m. and you really don't like getting out and about until about 10:30 on your trips. The more information you can give it about what kind of experience and timing and cost and parameters that you want, the better. Okay, so now look at what comes back. A day-by-day itinerary. Morning, afternoon, evening with specific neighborhoods, specific restaurants, specific times, walking distance, and budget breakdown. In 60 seconds, you have a trip plan that would have taken you an entire Sunday afternoon to piece together from travel blogs. And 2 more points. I would actually use both Gemini and ChatGPT. See what they both come up with. They have 2 different itineraries, and maybe you like one thing from one and another from another. And the other key is you need to talk to it, and it can talk back to you. But when you're telling it all of these specificities that you have, maybe you're gluten-free, right? Whatever it might be. I really want a hotel that overlooks the ocean. Whatever it might be, you're going to talk to it. Because when you type, not only does it take longer, but your creative brain slows down and you get caught up in more logistics than your feelings and what you really want. Okay. So step 2, once we figured out this whole itinerary, here's your next prompt. Create a packing checklist for this Madrid trip based off the weather forecast for early April and this itinerary. I am a woman who prefers to pack light with a carry-on only. Separate must-haves from nice to haves include outfit suggestions that work for walk during the day and restaurants at night. You could even say like, I don't mind reusing clothes. This is the prompt that saves you from standing in front of your closet at night before your flight and having a small crisis. It knows the weather. It knows your itinerary. It knows you are walking during the day and going to dinner at night. So it gives you actual outfit logic, not just a general packing list or overwhelm from some stylist. Step 3, build the sitter document. If you have kids, this is one thing that's going to make you cry tears of relief. Okay, this is what I would say. I'm leaving my child with a sitter from April 1st to April 5th. Create a detailed sitter guide that includes daily schedules, school pickup, drop-off times, meal preferences, bedtime routines, emergency contacts, doctor info, and anything else a caregiver would need. My child is 10, is autistic, and does best with clear routines and visual schedules. Write it in a friendly but specific tone and ask me anything you're not sure of. Do not hallucinate. Those last two lines are very important. You can customize this as much as you would need. Add your actual details, add the quirks, add the she will tell you she's allowed to have ice cream every night and she's not. And now you have a professional sitter document that you can print or share, and you don't have to write it from scratch every single time you leave town. Step 4, create your trip notebook. Now, here's where we're tech stacking, the tech bros like to say. I call this a mom hack, but you don't have to be a mom to do this. You can customize this as much as you would need. Maybe this is for your pets, right? It doesn't always have to be for your kids, but step 4, create the notebook. So now we're going to switch over to Notebook LM, and I want you to create a new notebook. Maybe it's, the trip place like Madrid, April 2026, or whatever your trip is. As you book the flights, the hotels, the restaurants, the activities, you get all those confirmation emails, save them as PDFs, and then upload them into the notebook. Okay. It's literally that simple. Then your prompt in Notebook LM is going to be turn all my travel confirmations in this itinerary into one simple day-by-day schedule with addresses, check-in times, confirmation numbers, all of it. Format it so I can read it on my phone easily. That's a hack. That's a really good tip. And then include a section at the top with emergency info like hotel address, the nearest embassy, and my airline's customer service number. Now you have one document on your phone with everything. No more digging through emails at the airport trying to find your confirmation number or find that notebook section in your phone that you put it on, but then you put 100 other things on top of it. No more screenshots, no more, wait, which hotel did I book? It's all right there. And a bonus tip, while you're on the trip, you can keep using ChatGPT or Gemini in real time. You're standing in a neighborhood and you want to find something to eat, just ask it. I'm in the Malaysia neighborhood in Madrid. Find me a restaurant within a 5-minute walk that is good for solo dinners and has outdoor seating. It's like having a local friend in your pocket. All right, so here's what we did today. First, we used one prompt to build a full day itinerary with costs and logistics. Then, we generated a smart packing list based off of weathers and activities. After, we created a detailed sitter guide so you can actually leave town without guilt, and this could be for 2 or 4-legged kids. Step 4 was we built a trip notebook on Notebook LM with all our confirmations in one searchable place. And last, all of that in about 20 minutes. No 17 browser tabs, no Google Doc, ransom note, no packing meltdown. All right, so here's your homework. If you have a trip coming up, even a day trip, a weekend trip, open up ChatGPT or Gemini tonight and give it that first prompt. Tell it where you're going, when, and what you look like. See what you like, See what it builds for you. I promise you'll be shocked at how good it is. And if you're a business owner and you're watching this thinking, if AI can do this for a vacation, what can it do for my business? I want to talk to you. I am offering a free complimentary 30-minute session for business owners who want to explore how AI can help save them time and money. This is a limited time only, so grab your spot before it fills up. All you need to do is go to bellavasta.com/30. That's Bella Vasta, V like in Victor, ASTA.com/30. And do me a favor, if you like this episode, share it with someone who needs it. That friend who sends you 47 links before every group trip, send them this. Like the show, subscribe, leave a comment, and tell me that I'm not just talking to my microphone all by myself. And last but not least, if you are really excited about AI and you want to get Gemini, Claude, ChatGPT, and then all of like the image and the video models all under one roof for the price of one without having to remember all your username and passwords, head on over to jumpconsulting.com/magi. That's jumpconsulting.net/magi, MAGAI, where for another limited time, you can get 30% off the monthly membership that gets access to all of them. The memberships start at only $20 a month with no commitment. It's a no-brainer. I've been using it for years, and it is the best thing out there. This has been another episode of AI for the Busy Human. Now go get busy, you human.